Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. It's time to have a chat about the Battle Pass once again, since this version of the Battle Pass, there isn't too long left, so make sure to get your awards in. There's just over a week left, so 8 days to be able to complete it, and at least for me, I've been able to hit the 150 again, or about to, so I'm pretty happy with that. One of the other things is they're doing a special with the T14, and with the T14, you can get yourself the Wiki-approved T14 decal, which is a little chibi T14. So if you want to pick that up, you can do. Also, at the same time, you can find it in the Holidays tab, and all you have to do is play the T14 for 3 battles, and then you'll be able to get the decal. If you want to pick up the T14, then, you have to pick it up with GE, and remember the sales are going to be coming soon, so I would save your GE for then. But also, if you're really interested in this vehicle, you can always use my partner link to get a discount on the GE in the store if you feel like it. So make sure to check that out. Let's talk about the Battle Pass. The Battle Pass itself, I feel like, is in a pretty decent place right now. The general challenges, I think, are okay. I don't feel like any of them have been in any, bad way or anything. I thought the ones this time were a lot easier than previous ones, and I think it should kind of stay like that. I don't like the idea of the challenges being too hard, especially with the way that everything kind of, packs on top of each other. I would like to see events incorporated into daily specials and also the actual challenges themselves. So for example, with the April Fool's event, I think it would have been really cool if you could do dailies in it. So if it was like get X amount of kills in a game mode, then you would be able to complete it in the April Fool's event. That would be really cool, but unfortunately that wasn't the case, so hopefully in the future that can be done. There is a lot of cross-pollination in War Thunder, where there's a bunch of different stuff going on all at the same time, and it would be nice if you're able to kind of bundle it all together. Most of the time you can do it, especially with like the dailies, the specials, and whatever pages of history which is going on, but if it's a specific event like the April Fool's one, you're not able to. So it'd be nice to have some integration in that part of the game too. The other one which I'd like to see is coupons being able to be exchanged for old Battle Pass vehicles. I think the fact that they have the coupon system in the Battle Pass is really nice. Being able to get to level 125 and 105, you can either obviously sell the vehicles on the market, or you can combine them for a next free Battle Pass. What if you combined X amount of them, whether it was like 2 or maybe 4 over 2 sets of Battle Passes, maybe you could get yourself a old Battle Pass vehicle. The Battle Pass vehicles are generally very good, and they're also mid-tier premiums, which are always going to be beneficial for most people, and therefore it would be nice to be able to get some of the old ones instead of having to use the market, because as usual, console players don't get access to the market. So if they don't have access to the market, and also people don't want to spend money on stuff, it would be much better to give them an option to grind it out. We've talked about in the past adding some kind of workshop feature to the Warbond shop, so you could get a blueprint for a vehicle, and then therefore you could research through it. This could easily be an old Battle Pass vehicle as well, especially now we're on, I don't even know which season of the Battle Pass. I feel like there's probably been like 10 or 12 or 15 at this point, and that means that each of the Battle Passes either had 4 vehicles or 3 vehicles in them. That's a lot of vehicles that newer players won't get access to, and therefore I would like a system where they don't necessarily just bring them back. Instead, you'd be able to get them in a more direct way. The other way of doing it, of course, is the RNG loot crates with old premium event vehicles or old Battle Pass vehicles. So maybe you could trade in a bunch of war bonds in order to get that, but I'm not a huge fan of RNG loot crates, but since it's better than nothing, I suppose, it's basically 5% instead of 0%, at least that would be something. So for me, that's what I would probably focus on, either the coupons being exchanged for old Battle Pass vehicles or old event vehicles, or an RNG loot crate with old premium event vehicles in something like the good old the War Bond shop. The other thing is just keep the Camouflage Box in each of the battle passes. One of the most annoying things is, first of all, they made the battle passes longer, which is good. It's actually much better now, because even if you go to level 150, even if you complete everything, you still get a 2-week period where you can just kind of relax. But one of the problems is they actually shift around what's in the War Bond shop. There is no reason why you can't have both the helmets for the decorations and also the camouflages in the thing at once. And since we don't get a ton of battle passes a year, I think it's like 4 or 5 of them, that basically means that you only have a few chances to be able to get camouflages for your ground vehicles. So it just kind of sucks, especially since the other things that are on offer are mainly just random talismans for things, which, is nice that they have them, and I've been able to pick a lot of them up, and it's made grinding through a lot of the tech trees a lot easier. But I feel like it would just be better if we stop this kind of switcheroo where, you either get one thing or you get the other. You should be able to have the choice of both. I think that would be very important. The other one is to actually just increase the rank of the vehicles that are in the Battle Pass. I know that sounds really weird. So not the actual prizes, right? So not like the Sheridan or the Triumphant or anything like that. The actual prizes that you get in the War Bond shop itself. Even though the game is now at rank 8, okay? It's at rank 8 in ground and also aviation, and it's also in rank 6 now in naval. So since the Battle Pass has come in, we've had an expansion of at least 2 ranks in most areas of the game. All of the premium vehicles that you can get from the War Bond shop are either rank 2 or they're rank 3. So why not expand it so you have an option for rank 4s? Maybe even just 1 rank 4 or 2 rank 4s. Maybe make it a little bit more expensive. Maybe make it so you can get more War Bonds in the actual shop. Maybe the maximum could be something like 4,000 or 4,500, and then you could have an option for a rank 4 premium at 4,000. It just seems like, as a person who, has been in the game in a long time, and for me, I do enjoy doing a lot of the battle passes. I think it's good to have kind of a passive progression, and that is one of the ways of doing it. On top of like the general research, I think it works really well, at least for me. One of the big issues is the simple fact that these prizes are worthless to me. The Z47 out of the ones in the most recent one is only the one that's even any use out of the 4, or out of the 6, sorry. So for me, it's either get the random talismans or don't really get anything apart from some decals, and that is kind of dull. It would be nice to have a few more high-valued items, and if that comes along with more war bonds or higher value war bonds, then that's okay. It's completely fine at the end of the day for me. I wouldn't mind putting more into those types of things to be able to get more out. But right now, there isn't really a point in me getting those premium vehicles. And I understand that that's because I've played the game for a long time, and many people haven't played the game for a long time, so these vehicles are very much, beneficial for them, and that's fine. You can keep those vehicles, and then you can also add in the new ones. So you could do the best of both worlds. Just add in the new ones at a higher cost, and it's, much easier to sort out. The only thing that I would say is not removing the lower ones. I don't like this idea of chopping and changing and moving things about. Bringing back the trophy box as well. So I don't know if they're waiting for something or if they just prefer the standard loot crates that they have started. Well, they've mainly started to do the last few years. But there used to be a thing called the Battle Trophy Box. Now, there was Battle Trophy 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s. A lot of these are quite expensive when it comes to the gadget market, and that's because you haven't been able to get them in many years. And the Battle Trophies themselves kind of have a bunch of different vehicles in it. So, for example, the Battle Trophy Vehicle 4 has access to the Key 21A, the P40C, HE51B2H, CR32BIS, T26E, and the DB7. So if you consume it, you get one of those vehicles, and then you can do whatever you want with it. They're all coupon vehicles, so you can sell them, but obviously on the market, they're usually cheaper than the box itself. So yeah, it's not really worth it at the end of the day. So I would like them to bring back a Battle Trophy box, just so once again people can get access to old content, even if it is in an RNG way, and also it just gives another source of income for people to move around with. Now, unfortunately, what we've seen in War Thunder is a push towards the idea of having a lot of these kind of RNG loot crates around the place, and, even all of the SL ones, and that has been, changing a lot of the Gaijin market pricing, but also, at the same time, it's meant that people have got access to more stuff, but just not in a direct way. Any way of trying to limit that and actually getting people access to the things that they want is, for me, incredibly important. The other one is just a modification box, and we've actually seen this in the last few events, which has been quite nice. The last star of each of the last events, the Imperial Flagship event and also the Jaguar IS event, if you unlock the last Mark of Distinction, you actually got access to some free modifications. They were completely random, so you would just get access to them, but I thought that was really cool, because a lot of these vehicles are obviously event vehicles and can be a bit of a problem. What if you had a box in the Warbond shop where you could pick a specific ranked vehicle and you could get some modifications unlocked for it, whether it's a rank 4 vehicle, rank 5 vehicle, rank 3 vehicle, whatever matters. But imagine if you have just unlocked a vehicle and it's going to be a tough slog because, I don't know, it starts off with Heat FS, or maybe it's a bit sluggish, and you could, select the box and then apply it to that vehicle and then see what happens. I think that would be really cool. I think that would actually be awesome. So that, whether it is RNG or whether you pick the specific modifications themselves, I think that would be very positive. It doesn't even have to, at the end of the day, give you the modifications. It could just reduce the RP cost of the modifications themselves. Just like how you have parts and FPE, which are reduced for ground vehicles, you could easily have it where this just kind of maybe reduces the cost of a modification by 80%, just making the overall grind easier for that vehicle itself for the cost of war bonds. Just like, one of the suggestions we had with the free XP stuff. The other one is just the actual theme of the Battle Pass. There has been many themes over the time which I've really enjoyed. I really enjoyed the Strongman theme. I thought that was pretty fun. Some of them are a little bit more generic, which kind of sucks, but, at the end of the day, it's not a huge deal. The big vehicle that I would like to come as a Battle Pass vehicle, though, is the Stug 4. I think it's time. We had the Elephant before as a Battle Pass vehicle, but the Stug 4 is one of those Second World War vehicles which we just, for some reason, haven't seen. And over the last few years, Gaijin have kind of been filling the holes with these iconic vehicles. So now, after many years, after the Stug 4 being announced, nearly 10 years ago now, I think it's now time to center a Battle Pass around it and get it out of the mind, get it into the game as a premium so people can enjoy it. Let me know your thoughts on what you would like to see from the Battle Pass, and how has this Battle Pass season gone for you. As always, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. I'd just like to thank Tullio Pontecorvo, Brendan Quinn, Carrion Crow, Gus Irenicus, Pieman, Wartinder, Teddy, Daniel Stanton, Martinez, B. Young, Alan Hacker, Ozzy Panzer, Liam Shear, Opium Prime, Lafouche, Cam Arslan, Uncle Bean, and Derek R. for supporting the channel.